What is going on, guys? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here listening to another episode of Paving the Way on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope it's beautiful wherever you're at. We're at a strand of some beautiful weather. I know we talked about it last weekend, saying we're getting this nice little snap of some nice warmer weather this fall. It's just like that kind of roller coaster time of season. You don't know really what you're going to get. But hey, right now it's good, and we are enjoying it. And I hope wherever you're at, you're enjoying it also. Guys, I appreciate you joining me this morning. I know, it's always something you look forward to just as much as I do on Wednesdays and Saturdays to see what the heck I'm going to freaking chat about with you guys. So today, in the vein of trying to keep things short, sweet, and to the point for these Wednesday ones and try to keep the rambling to a minimum, the topic today is the what and the how equals the result. So where this comes from, because like you guys know, I try to keep this stuff super relevant, front of mind, things that I'm talking about, dealing with, learning from, so on and so forth on a regular basis. And I bring this to you guys to try and provide that like real life value. I got into some conversations this past week, actually the past couple of days, with a friend of mine, Cam Roberts, with Laser Pavement Solutions up in Canada. And he's somebody who I really respect a lot. He started in the business, I think not long after I did, back in, I think it was like 2018, 19, he started, and I started back in 2016. So he was right around then. But so we've kind of been like growing our companies together in obviously different parts of North America. And so him and I talk a lot. We just bounce stuff off each other. We vent to each other. We try to learn from each other. We always joke that we're like the yin and yang because he's more like a sales oriented person. I'm more of an operations oriented person. And we never really completely understand each other's like view on stuff, which makes for great conversation, great learning opportunities, and just, great ways to just learn and get better. So, but we were talking this week because I listened to a podcast, I think it was maybe yesterday or Monday, whenever it was. I listened to a podcast and it was it was like a Q&A type thing on the Dave Ramsey's EntreLeadership podcast. It was a Q&A about basically this small business owner has technicians that are very good at what they do. They get the results that they need, things like that. But they don't necessarily always do it the way he wants them to do it. And when you first hear that point, you're kind of like, okay, well, who cares? He's getting the results they want to get it done. And it was interesting to hear what Dave Ramsey's response was. Somebody who's, he runs a company that's doing $300 million a year with however many hundreds of employees and things like that. He said, all right, he said the what is very important, but the how is extremely important. And it kind of made me think for a minute. I'm like, okay, well, what's more important, the what or the how? Because if you guys know me, I'm always up for a debate, questioning things, challenging things, whatever it may be. So I got to thinking about it, and I asked my buddy Cam this, and he's like, well, what do you mean? Like, what's the context? And his gut told him that the how was more important. Long story short, we got to talking about it, on into the evening, and we determined that the what and the how are both important, and making sure that both of them are acknowledged gives you the result, right? So now to go a little bit deeper on what is the what and what is the how. Well, the what is very black and white. It's what is the task at hand? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish? And some people would say, for instance, in our business at Proline, the what would be going out and restriping all of the pavement markings in a parking lot. That's the what. Get the pavement markings restriped and, customers happy and everybody's good. So if the what is completed, that's all that matters to some people. The how, on the other hand, is how all that stuff gets done. The steps taken, the processes followed, the systems followed, things like that to create the whole experience, the whole, the whole process of achieving the what and getting to the result. And it's more or less, the what people who think of like, okay, I have to get this parking lot repainted, they're the what people. Like they just want to get there, get it done, make sure the result's good, customers happy, business is happy, whatever it is, and move on with their life. The how people are focused on the details, the nuances, the ins and outs, what's happening throughout the entire process. And the conclusion that that Cam and I came to when we were talking about this was that it takes both people to be doing, like, to get to the result. It takes the what people and the how people, because the what people are going to be like your executors. Those are going to be the people who just show up, get it done, and make sure that it's, it's completed, the mission complete, objective complete, you're good to go. And then your how people are going to be the ones who hold the what people accountable. They're going to say, hey, like, we got to get to this result. We got to get to this end game, but we got to make sure we follow these steps. We got to make sure we do it this way. And some people will sit and say, well, the how doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I got to the result. I got the result that you wanted, right? Well, yes and no. When we're talking about, some sort of a mega corporation who really has no connection with the frontline people and the clients and things like that, yeah, they probably only just care about the what. Did you sell the job? Did you get it done? Did you get the check? Did we get paid? Whatever it is, move on with life. Whereas when you're comparing that to someone like our company that is, obviously considered a small business, where myself as the owner of the company is still involved in the day-to-day decisions and operations and things like that, interacting with the people, the clients, the vendors on a day-to-day basis, I am more concerned about the how. And the reason that I am more concerned about the how, and this is kind of my point that I'm trying to make here with the what and the how, I push for the how because all of the stuff that we complete and how we do it matters to me, right? So as the owner, as the person who's ultimately responsible for this entire company, everything comes back on me. Yeah, do I need to make sure the what is getting accomplished? You bet your ass. Because if the what's not accomplished, we don't have happy customers. If we don't have happy customers, we don't get paid. If we don't get paid, we don't remain in business. So that's a pretty straightforward black and white. The what has to get done. We have to complete the jobs. We have to complete the tasks that we've been hired to complete. But the how is what keeps me pushing to want to do more. What keeps pushing us to do better and to continue to improve on everything we do. One of our core values is create a great experience. Well, that experience needs to be created by doing the hows. Some people, some clients are going to be happy if they can say, yeah, my parking lot's repainted and move on with life. That's great. I'm glad you're happy with that. Me personally, though, is the person who has to go to bed with this company every night and wake up with it every morning and know that what it's doing is a direct result of what decisions I'm pushing down the chain of command. I have to know that the how is getting completed day in and day out. The big reason that the how is important is that because if you follow the how, if you follow the steps, the processes, the systems that we have built, that we've established, that anybody can duplicate, if you follow the how, the what will be an inherent result. Okay. So you see how that's all getting tied together from the conversation, the topic today, the what, the how, and the result. If you do the how and you follow those steps, you will always achieve the what, which is completing the task and the assignment, giving you the result that we desire. And that's a happy customer and a completed job. So that's why I believe that the how is more important than the what. So like I said, you're going to get people who sit and say, well, why does it matter how I document this? Or why does it matter where I communicate that? Or why does it matter if I don't do this step and do this and that instead? Well, you know what? Truth be told, if you look at it without any emotion and things like that, some people could argue and say it doesn't matter. Do it however you want as long as you get the result. Well, I can tell you at our company, that doesn't fly. And it's something that has taken time to teach the how. You have to explain why the how is important, why those steps that you have to take are important. So, like I said, it's just something to consider. It was a recent conversation that I had, and I thought it was something worth sharing because as we're continuing to grow our company, as we're continuing to create new opportunities for people to join our company and things like that, we want to make sure that the how is the emphasis for what people will learn, right? They want to learn how we do what we do, because as long as you do the how correctly, the what will be achieved, getting you the results you desire. So something to think about. I think this is one of those, kind of conversations that you can have a debate with people. There's always going to be, like I said, the what people, and there's going to be the how people. And a lot of times both those people end up finding each other to work with each other in the same company, and it creates some very entertaining conversations and discussions around the table. But guys, I hope that was beneficial for you today. Hopefully it makes you think a little bit. I challenge you to ask yourself, if you're a business owner, if you work in a company, are you a what person or a how person? And how do you work with the other type of person? Because that's how it's going to be, right? Opposites attract, yin and yang, black and white, whatever it is. It's just going to find each other, and you're going to have to deal with it. So take a little bit of time to think about that. Have conversations that push you to grow, that challenge, standard regular thinking, because let's be honest, that's boring as crap. So don't think like a regular person, think like a weirdo, and have conversations about what and hows. So guys, I appreciate you. As always, thank you so much for supporting me on this. It's a fun ride. I'm having a good time. There just continues to be things that are working in the background, developing in the pipeline, that are just going to, start coming full force as we go into next year and things like that, which is crazy as heck to even think about. We're already a week into November, and just rocking and rolling. So as always, guys, I'm always here for you. If you ever have any questions, if you ever want feedback, if you ever want to just chat about something, I'm open. I'm an open book. It's been a hell of a ride to get where we're at so far. And like I said, I started this whole Paving the Way podcast because I had folks telling me, look, like, people can learn from what you've done. And I said, well, what better gift do I have to give than sharing experiences, and hopefully pave the way for somebody else to make it a little bit easier for them. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Finish this week strong, and I look forward to plan on seeing you guys on Saturday. I do have some travel coming up this week. I'm going to do my best to try and get in front of you guys for Saturday's episode, and we will go from there. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.